Hello, welcome back and thanks very much for watching. Today we will again talk about a watch brand that, in my opinion, doesn't get enough attention, at least not in the West. In Eastern Europe, for example, it is quite popular and people do associate it with high-quality watchmaking. I'm referring to Atlantic, a watch brand founded in Switzerland in a village near Grenchen in 1888. Since their earlier days, Atlantic put an emphasis on accurate timekeeping. Just to give you an example, not all but some of their watches have the super inscription on their movements. What this means, you might ask? The inscription indicates thoroughly selected movements, tested twice, before and again after they were fitted inside the watch. The Super Atlantic watches were constructed from the finest materials, and they never left the factory before meeting the stringent accuracy requirements of the quality control staff. I think that's enough about the brand itself. I only wanted to give you a bit of context, especially because I know Atlantic doesn't get a lot of attention currently. Personally, I think they still make some interesting watches. Today, however, we will talk about a slightly older model, the Atlantic Seamoon. I will put a reference in the description in case you want to take a closer look. The Seamoon, in my opinion, is a very good looking watch, especially if you're trying to find an alternative to pricier rectangular timepieces such as the Cartier Tank, JLC Ultra Reverso, or perhaps the Longines Dolce Vita. The ETA quartz powered option, like the one in the images, tends to cost between 200 and 300 euros. The water resistance is 30 meters, so I would call it splash resistant. This is of course fine, as we're talking about a dress watch, so I wouldn't expect you to go swimming with it. The case measures 38 by 28 centimeters, and under the sapphire crystal we have a very clean and elegant dial, applied markers and a date window at 6 o'clock. You will also notice in the images an aspect which I really like, and that's the slight curve of the case, which makes this timepiece very comfortable, as it basically hugs the wrist. What's also very interesting about the watch in the images is that it's over 15 years old, and all it needs once in a while is a battery change. I'm mentioning this because I've heard the opinion that quartz watches are not really built to last. This watch also has a story that I want to share with you. It belongs to a good friend. When he turned 18, his wonderful parents asked him if he wanted a nice watch, or he could have chosen to organize a party instead, to celebrate his 18th birthday. He chose well, he went for the watch. I say he chose well because, in retrospection, I know we had plenty of time for partying as well, especially in our early 20s. Deciding what watch to go for makes the story even more fun. My friend, like many of us during those times when we knew squat about watches, was looking at, wait for it, an Armani watch. I actually told him that I'm not judging at all because I would have probably done the same. By the way, there's nothing wrong with Armani watches. Well, I just think this is the sort of thing that you say to make sure you're not offending anyone, but let's be honest, it's just us here. This channel doesn't have enough people watching it to worry about such things. But anyway, yes, an Armani watch is fine, as long as it is actually a suit that tells time and you wear it wrapped around your wrist. That could work. All jokes aside, I'm very happy that my friend followed his parents' advice and impeccable taste and chose this great looking Atlantic Seamoon, because now I have the opportunity to talk about it here with you. I am, however, curious to know what you think about Atlantic in general as a watch brand, but also about the Seamoon model. Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please do like and most importantly subscribe. All the best!